Welcome to Chamber Exchange, a TV show. My name is Tim Murray, President and CEO of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce. And Chamber Exchange, a TV show, is an opportunity for us to bring on Chamber member guests and others in the community doing good things, particularly around economic development and job creation. I want to thank the sponsors who helped make the show happen, Bank Hometown and St. Vincent Hospital. So very happy to have with us on this first segment, Michael Tivnan, who is the Vice President and Commercial Financial Consultant for Rockland Trust. Michael, welcome.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you to the Chamber for having me today.
Yeah. So Rockland Trust, a bank,
yes,
but it's not just a bank, but fairly new. Rockland, Massachusetts is where it started out of, but
right,
has really grown statewide and into central Massachusetts.
Absolutely, yeah. So we were founded in 1907 by a group of small business owners that wanted access to banking and lending services. And so since then we've grown. We've come into Worcester in 2018, and then over the summer completed the acquisition of Enterprise Bank. So expanded the footprint up into Greater Lowell, Merrimack Valley, and Southern New Hampshire. And so today we stand at about 150 branches, 10 here in Worcester County, which we're really proud of, and about $25 billion in assets. And we're also one of the largest SBA lenders in the state. So really invested in the community and working with community businesses.
Yeah, when you say SBA, Small Business Administration, and
right,
just for viewers who might not be familiar with some of those kind of lending tools or programs, maybe if you want to share that.
Yeah, sure. So with that, we're typically, our lending team is typically working with, smaller companies that are looking to finance a building or the acquisition of a company, and they need a little bit of help, right? So their financial picture might not be as strong as a traditional bank lending program would want. So that's where the government steps in to facilitate that acquisition of a building or that business.
Yeah, and the reason I wanted to get that out there, there's so many businesses, at the Chamber we work 2,100 member businesses
right,
and organizations that are part of our chamber and our service region with our partner affiliates. It's surprising at how many, and most of those businesses are small businesses.
Absolutely.
That are our members, are not aware of some of these SBA tools and programs.
Yeah, it's important that we get that message out. And so, the team in Worcester, Pete Stady leads our commercial
right,
lending team, and I know Pete. They've been involved with some of the larger projects here in Worcester, the Lincoln Square Boys Club, the St. Cobain site, but they also, that group, they work with the everyday lending and banking needs of small and existing businesses. And so it's really important to, again, be involved in the community and use the programs that are available to help facilitate the growth of business here in Worcester.
Yeah, well, we appreciate Pete Stady's involvement with the Chamber as he's our
Absolutely.
Vice Chair of our board.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate that. Banking, a lot of challenges these days. You've got regulatory obligations at the federal and state level. Clearly, cybersecurity and safety is paramount. And that's, I know, a focus for a bank like Rockland Trust.
Yeah, it's important. I can't remember the exact number, Tim, but the woman that runs compliance for us, shared that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of attacks every single day at Rockland Trust for folks trying to, do bad things with our customers. And so it is really important that, we have the infrastructure, spend the money to protect our clients, not only with their Rockland relationship, but outside of that as well.
Right. And Rockland Trust, we talked about some of the SBA programs and talked about kind of the traditional banker business relationship, but also you have integrated financial and business planning. So you kind of do a little bit more than just kind of the lending.
Yeah, we do. So my role at the organization, I'm responsible for our investment management business here in Central Mass. And as I say, we are quietly about a 110-person team. We manage over $9 billion on behalf of individuals and institutions. We've got specialists in a lot of areas of wealth management, including business transition planning, administration of special needs trust for families, as well as a corporate retirement plan division. And so, working with Pete and the team here in Worcester, our approach allows us to collaborate with our clients' other advisors on their financial estate planning and business succession. And the result of that is that they have more peace of mind and can take the time to focus on the things they care about most.
And it's pretty timely for a couple of reasons. And number one, the baby boom generation kind of transitioning out of businesses. They say there's a record number of nationally, I think, of you probably know the figure of kind of businesses and ownership transfers, and so they can't be looked at necessarily like a singular event conveying a business, because there are ramifications, tax ramifications, estate planning, et cetera.
Absolutely, yeah. So, ultimately it's about trying to help the business owner, which is difficult, look beyond the day-to-day, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that has their interests every single day, and sometimes they put their own personal planning to the side. And so, what we found with our approach is retirement planning is extremely complicated for business owners, right? It's because there's an impact on the employees, the business, and its customers. And quite honestly, what we hear from our clients is that it's their legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And so we walk our clients, our business advisor strategist, walks our clients through a readiness and attractiveness exercise, so that when they're considering a transition, whether it's to family or management or a third party, that they can get the value that they deserve for all the sweat equity they've put into the business for a long period of time. And then in conjunction with that, our team will do a full financial plan for that client, because most often the unknown is, what is it worth? And maybe more importantly, will it be enough to fuel our lifestyle through retirement?
Mm-hmm.
And we want to make sure that our clients have that confidence to know that all the hard work we've put into it is really going to pay off and enable us to enjoy life.
Yeah, and for a lot of business, that business becomes their identity and kind of,
It is.
and as you mentioned, their legacy. But that valuation piece is really important too. What is a business worth? And there's a number of different ways, I guess, to kind of to evaluate that.
Yeah, and so the wonderful thing is the gentleman that runs that service for us, Mike Casada, he was a business owner, so founded a software company in Westboro, sold it to a private equity firm, founded an investment bank, did that for a long time, retired again, and then he joined us to provide the service. So he'll go through those valuation metrics. And again, that's where we'll also collaborate with the client CPA, so that together we can come up with a value that everybody has confidence in, so that we can, again, bake that into the financial plan.
Right.
Because I have yet to meet the couple that is willing to, after working 20, 30, 40 years in the company, to ratchet down their lifestyle, because the company just isn't worth enough.
Right. And having someone that's been through that, there's a credibility there.
Absolutely.
Just in a minute we have left, in addition to kind of the important financial business support, everything that you do with banks and lenders and helping companies, also involved in the community in a variety of ways?
Yeah, so being members of the community is important to us. We love to support different organizations, business expos, like the Worcester Food Bank, for example. At those types of events, you're going to see a Rockland team member there. In addition, I know through the end of September, I think it is, we've donated about $380,000 to 90 different organizations in Worcester County.
Wow.
And I know that Pete led the charge to support the
chamber, right?
The chamber, right?
Our 150th anniversary have created a $3 million fund that would use the interest over time for strategic economic development and workforce initiatives, and Rockland Trust stepped up and was an early supporter of that.
Yeah, it's important for us to be invested, to be involved, so that the community has an opportunity to take advantage of some of the resources that are available and continue to grow and thrive.
Yeah. Well, Michael Tivnan, Vice President and Commercial Financial Consultant for Rockland Trust, thanks for being with us. And
Thank you, Tim.
What Rockland Trust does in Central Mass.
Thank you. Good to see you.
We're going to come right back. Stay with us.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.